Start in 3 seconds. Start. So, he did not mention the figures here, but took refuge under the guise that our railways work much better than the railways work in other countries, and that the rate of accidents in India is much lower than the rate of accidents in America or England. Sir, by having this discussion, the railway board and the railway ministry should be able to learn some lessons, and if they are prepared to implement the salient suggestions that will be made by the members, then many of these discussions will not take place, and many of the accidents that take place these days will not occur. It has now become almost an everyday affair. After the statement was made by the Honorable Minister in this House and the other House, another accident had occurred to a deluxe train. It is therefore incumbent and imperative on the part of the Railway Ministry to see whether they could avoid these accidents. Many of the accidents that have occurred not because they are accidents, but because of the wrong things done by the railway ministry. When a train leaves the station, care is not taken to see whether it has a defective engine, defective locomotive, whether proper check was made of it, whether the bogies that are attached to the train are properly checked up, whether the screws and bolts that are there are properly placed in their proper places, and so on. There are all things which, if properly inspected, will show whether the train is fit for traveler or not, and if these things are properly adhered to, many of the accidents will not occur. A member in the other house has reported a statement from the statesman of Calcutta that the loco shed people asked the driver of a particular train to somehow manage, even though he complained that he could not take the train he tried to manage. When the train arrived very late, he was said to have been manhandled by the crowd for the late arrival of the train, and he is reported to have stated to the correspondent that in spite of the protest that he made, he was asked to take that locomotive, which was very defective. Last year, similar accidents occurred. For instance, the Ranchi accident. It is also reported that the engine driver protested when he was asked to take the train because the engine was defective, but in spite of his protest, he was forced to take that engine and an accident occurred. I am glad that an inquiry commission has been appointed to go into the cause of the accident. Full stop.